I'd now like to invite Cipri Martinez, President of Napwha, the National Association of People Living with HIV. Thanks, Cipri.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to the WA AIDS Council and Power for organising this event and for putting this on. I also want to acknowledge the traditional owners, so the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and acknowledge that we are on their land today. I also want to acknowledge Dean Smith in a very special way today, because, you know, there are a few politicians over time that end up transcending politics, that act with integrity and actually stand up for not necessarily what who stand up for people and for love, and to not let politics get in the way of that. And I think that Dean Smith has demonstrated that, and I think that when the chapter of marriage equality and the chapter of HIV in WA is written, you will definitely be in that place. So I want to thank Dean Smith for that work, and a lot of it is behind the scenes, and I just acknowledge that enormously. So thank you very much, Dean. I also, there's three main little points that I want to make around just from a national perspective as to what's occurring in HIV today. I think U equals U, or undetectable is untransmittable, is the number one thing that's occurring here that I'm very delighted is being taken up and acknowledged by everyone. I think one of the most important things about that is that there are people, because of the way self-stigma works, there are people that weren't able to love themselves with this because they weren't able to connect with other people and with the relationships and having the intimacy that they thought that they deserved, and were isolating themselves and holding themselves back. And I think that having U equals U being scientifically verified gives people that certainty to be able to love with certainty, and I think that that is a very beautiful gift that's happened. Another really important thing about that is that we need to let everyone know about it. We know there are lots of people with HIV who aren't necessarily as connected as some of us here today, who really need to understand that so that they can have the kind of love that they deserve in their lives. Two other points. One is around ageing and comorbidities. For those of us that are still living with HIV, ageing, I never thought I'd be, getting to the age where I'll be needing to think about this. In one sense, that's a wonderful celebration to be there, but we also know it's very real, and this is the first generation that is living through ageing and living with HIV, and what does that mean, and making sure that our systems are prepared for us, for our colour, and are able to give us the care that we deserve without stigma and discrimination. So I think living with HIV and ageing and the comorbidities that people have to live through is something that we will be continuing to progress. And the last thing that I would want to mention from a national level is to encourage you to assist me in ensuring that we actually get a cure on the agenda, that we actually get both state and federal momentum behind the idea of a cure for HIV. I want this to end for everyone as soon as possible, not just here in WA or nationally, but internationally as well. And this doesn't end until we get that cure. And I do recall the WA AIDS Council used to have the "Until there's a cure" motto, and I think that that still stands with me, and I'm still very, solid around that. So, I think it's up to us to encourage the community to ensure that we get that community in momentum for a cure. So I would encourage you to get behind that as well. I also want to acknowledge Trish Langdon. Trish Langdon has been revolutionary in the way that she did the work around the WA AIDS Council, and how through the most difficult years helped people with a lot of love and courage. So I do want to acknowledge Trish Langdon for that. I'm going to end there. There's a lot of love in this room. I love you all, and thank you for coming here today.